What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Church Takes. We are back at you with another one. Basically, Homeroom University. They put out episode 72, so let's talk about it. First off, shout out to them for being able to do that. To do their first live. They said that they was able to do their first live, and it went pretty smooth. It went pretty well. So shout out to them for being able to, hit that milestone. Um, Good for you guys, and many success. Much more success to go to you guys. Next take is a GoFundMe for AJ's dog. Um, Shout out to his dog, man, De Niro. I hope that they, raise the necessary funds in order to get the surgery taken care of for Mr. De Niro, man. Prayers up and shout out to the dog, man. And I hope you get everything taken care of, AJ. Let's go to the next take. I like the new setup they have. It reminds me of the beef and broccoli Timberland boots. I don't know if you guys know what the beef and brocks are, but I'm from New York. We all had beef and broccolis coming up. They're set brown and green. I like it. Beef and broccolis all day. Let's go to the next tape. Jay Noble's got in his bag and used the word commemorate, and Tone definitely threw shade his way. Definitely threw shade his way. So, um, the way I see it, it's either Tone doesn't really care for Jay Nobles, or they are very close and they can just get their stuff off with each other with no malice. I hope it's the latter. Next take is Candace Owens interviewing Ray J. Something about that is just funny. Um, it's just hilarious, actually. That whole dynamic, yeah, that was something is yeah, it's just really funny. Um, Next take. So it's pretty late, and I just had my dinner, and they have a 2.5 hour pod. And basically, at that point, the itis was kicking in. So basically, I was going to try to push through. But if I end up falling asleep before the pot is up, I'll keep you guys posted. But um, basically, how everything planned out or how everything played out, I watched a little bit. I took a break, and then I came back to watch the rest of it. And then I just cut out of the last segment, the school hours segment or something like that, where people call in. I just turned that part off. But anyway, let's go to the next take. Because it's getting good. I mean, we got a few things to talk about. They touched on a lot. So basically, calling Ray J the real life Tony Stark was a crazy take, Tone. You wild out. I think Tone is the only person on the planet that would make that comparison. Next take. I noticed they don't have the beers this time around. I wonder why. Last time they had a bunch of Heinekens out. This one, no Heinies, no Heinekens. Next take. The Danny from the Stop segment started. So they called him Danny from the Swamp. Sheesh. They called F and F Danny's number one fan, and I mean the way I see it, I was saying there's definitely beef in the pod streets, but then I started to think to myself, or is it? We'll get into that a little bit later on. Basically, Jay Nobles he cleared up the joke on Danny's appearance. Basically, the way Jay Noble feels, he feels like that Danny shouldn't really care about another man's opinion of him. And after a while, he did apologize in his own way. So shout out to Jay Noble. AJ is basically saying he doesn't like passive aggressive actions, and he felt like Danny was being passive aggressive. Um, he then went on to state that Danny didn't like when they critiqued the Stop the King pod. Danny, you probably already know, but Danny from the Stop has a podcast with Shampoo, and basically AJ saying that Danny didn't like when he critiqued it. Well, I got a question. Did Danny like when I critiqued it? Because I critiqued it as well, but I'm me. They're them. Moving on. Let's go to the next one. Yeah. So basically, do you guys? I got a question. Do you guys think that this is all a cap session to create content between them two, or do you think this is a genuine beef they have with each other? I mean, just think of it. You remember? I don't know if you guys are old enough, but 50 Cent and Kanye back in the day, they were coming out with an album on the same day, and they started this whole beef about who's going to sell more albums. And just to drive, it was an internal beef. Well, they agreed to beef publicly, so they were just going back and forth, shooting at each other publicly, but it was all to drive the numbers up for the both of them. Yeah, I'm sure that there was some type of competitive spirit in it, but they were both just driving the numbers up for themselves. Um, Maybe that's what's going on here. Who knows? Do you guys think so? Anyway, Tone pretty much said Danny is doing the things that little girls would do. Um, I would basically, yeah. Tone was like the C mic on this particular pod. J Noble's definitely stepped it up. Um, where are we at with this one? Maybe this is yeah, maybe this is between AJ and Danny. The fake beef, I mean. And maybe AJ isn't saying anything to Tone and J Nobles. Either way, I'm here for the content. So the way I see it, or the way that it could be possibility, um, is that Danny and AJ are in cahoots with each other and they're just driving each other's numbers up. I mean, it's been documented, or they've said on camera that they have each other's number, they speak, their content critiques of each other, they help each other build. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that one of them came up with an idea to, let's create a beef and let's drive the numbers up, and let's act like we don't like each other so that more people can tune in and it'll give us a boost. That's a very good possibility. I'm not taking that off the table. Where are we at with this one? The fact that AJ is now giving Danny advice makes me believe that this beef is not real. You know, AJ is giving Danny, yeah. Now, AJ just mentioned Rocky Thunder. Basically saying that she should pretty much take advantage of these 2 weeks that Danny took off from the spaces. I'll just leave that there. I don't think she's gonna move when AJ says move. That's not how I can see Rocky Thunder getting down, but I mean we shall see. Now, wait a minute. Are they calling F and F Sir Yes Sir? Like that's his name? That's messed up. I rock with F and F. He definitely gave me a follow. I followed him back, so don't be calling my man Sir Yes Sir, man. Come on now. Come on. Anyways, moving on. AJ saying on camera coaching is okay. Now, I was critiquing him before in the past. Uh, I guess it was maybe about 2 reviews ago, or maybe it was the last review. I don't really remember. But um, basically, now that I understand his perception, I'm not mad at him doing on-camera coaching with his crew. Like I thought he would like cut Jay Nobles off a lot, and I thought that he would like like kind of. I didn't understand the perception. It's like on camera coaching. So in that case, I'm not mad at it now that I kind of understand his perception. Before I just thought he was being like extremely rude, and how he was doing it. Like you cutting the man off in the middle of a sentence. He just made a point, and then you're like, no, that you can't say it like that. You got to say it like this. and they're doing this on camera. I was just a little taken back. But basically, AJ is on camera coaching. Okay, not mad at it. If that's how you want to run your shop, if that's how you want to handle your business, then handle your business the way you want to handle your business. Who am I to, you know, do your thing, player, do your thing. He definitely touched on how. All right, so Dupreme, and shout out to Dupreme. He definitely, I think he gave me a like when I did the critique. But Dupreme is Shampoo's manager. AJ touched on how um he basically touched on how Dupreme is a smooth talking dude and how he's a good businessman for Shampoo. Now, I covered that in my review of the contract negotiation clip that Stop the King had put out. I wouldn't agree to anything Dupreme offered me without hard negotiations because I can't lie. What they tried with Danny for that contract and the splits, in my opinion, I think they tried to play Danny from the stop. But again, shout out to Dupreme, shout out to Shammy, shout out to Danny from the stop. I hope that they can figure it out, and I hope that they can come together and agree on terms and provide, premium content because I mean, they can do well. I think that they can do well if they just if they're consistent. But those splits was crazy. Just go watch you'll see the clip. If you haven't seen it already, go watch it. That was crazy. It's the contract negotiations with Stop the King, Danny from the Stop, and Shampoo. Moving on. I think there's some basically I think there's some love there. They want better for Danny. Like outside of the hate, AJ is most definitely bringing up a lot of my talking points that I pointed out like maybe 2 or 3 days prior to their episode dropping. But they just go. You could watch the homeroom, or you could go back to my episodes when I was talking about when I had did the review on Danny. Just go down the playlist. You'll see the video that I'm talking about. I think it was the homeroom either episode the I guess it was the homeroom versus Danny from the stop and talk FNF. I believe it was in that video, but just go check the videos. So okay, so Tone doesn't like Dan. Oh, right. So this take is okay. So Tone doesn't like Danny. Jay Nobles and AJ want better for Danny, in my opinion. Jay Nobles could care less. He don't. He's like, yeah. When I talk mess about you, at least you know where it's coming from. So I mean, you got to take the man for his word, right? He said it's coming from pure hate. So, listen, the fact that Jay Nobles was able to apologize, and the fact that AJ has a relationship, and AJ doesn't want anything bad for Danny. He wants the best for him. AJ and Dan and Jay Nobles, they're cool, but Tone don't like he don't like the whole situation, and he gonna pop his mess. Um, they went on to start the next segment, which was the Yachty and the Joe Budden interview. Now, I thought it was a good interview. I did watch it. I learned a lot of things that I didn't know about Joe and Joe Budden, that is. And anytime, I'm able to get insight and learn something new about anything in general, I consider it high value. And in this case, I consider it premium content. Um, so yeah, shout out to them in that whole situation. I was going to review that interview, but I already do JBP reviews and talk points and opinions. So to review a Joe interview pod would have been a bit too much. Like, yeah, we're not doing all of that. I already review his podcast. I'm not gonna go and review an interview that he's doing. But it was a dope interview. I'm still here and I'm still here an hour and 10 minutes in. So shout out to them for being entertaining enough for me not to fall asleep. About 15 minutes in, I was like, oh no, but then I'm an hour and 10 minutes in at that point. At this point, and they're rocking and rolling. They're still going. So, and I'm still entertained. So of course they covered the Black Sam's interview with Big Boy. It was a phenomenal production. Elliot Wilson and DJ Vlad segment started afterwards, and this is where I had took it. I had took a break from the pod real quick. Ironically, well, not real quick. It was, I took a little break from the pod. Ironically, AJ starts going into how he hasn't watched Elliot Wilson's pod with DJ Head, and how even if he does like the show, he'll probably be a Clipper consumer of that pod. And that's exactly where I'm at with his pod, with the Homeroom University pod right now. But what I am going to say is that they're growing on me. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't mind their content. I can sit and watch. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not the worst. It's not okay. Let me give my honest opinion. AJ, he's doing his thing. Jay Nobles is cool, and Tone has his days. Jay Nobles, I was getting on Jay Nobles in the beginning, but I mean, everybody's not gonna have the best day. So, like I said, I could watch these guys, man. Shout out to them, and nothing but success moving forward for you guys, man. Good pod, and I could see them going places. So shout out to all of them. Moving forward, this guy B Dot from Angela Yee's pod, he definitely gave his honest opinion of Lauren Hill, and honestly, nobody has anything bad to say about Lauren Hill. So I agree with the content it provided. I mean, he started shooting from the hip, and Lord have mercy. I mean, he put the name on a bullet and sent it a few times. Phew, 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 phew. Yeah, like I was like, oh my goodness. So shout out to B Dot. Good eye, Jay Nobles, on catching Carisha on the crying scene. He got that director's eye because he was the first one to catch it. And he was like, wait a minute. Yeah, so good. You got that director's eye, Jay Nobles. I see you out there. Now they're going into a segment called Office Hours. I'm not going to watch that. But before they did a donation for his dog. So, bro, this donation for his dog it was a comedy segment at the end. They put the piano instrumental on and made it funny. But again, I mean, shout out to De Niro. I believe that's the dog's name. And again, I hope that you guys get the money that you guys need. Um, so before we get on up out of here, let's give a special shout out to the sponsor, Manhattan Gray. Go ahead and get yourself a nice hair care package. Basically, the link will be in the description. You can also um, go straight to the website. If you go straight to the website, manhattangray.com, you'll be able to see the products there. Get yourself a nice hair care package. Keep your hair healthy. Keep your hair shiny. Keep it looking nice. And keep it looking right and tight. Especially going into the fall season and the winter season, you're going to need to keep your hair moisturized. You're going to need to keep your hair hydrated, your beard. You know what I mean? Ladies, it works for ladies as well. Works for guys, obviously. But yeah, man, support a black-owned business if you can. It would be greatly appreciated. So, listen, man, that is it. That is all. We're gonna get up out of here right now. Do me a favor. Remember that the best takes are the church takes. Comment, like, and subscribe. And that is it, man. We're about to get up out of here. Thanks for watching, or thanks for listening. Peace.